Hey everyone, this is my piano tutorial of the I Promise You demo by Ezra Koenig. I'll play it all the way through so that you have an idea of what it will sound like once you learn it. So this song takes place in G major, which means there's only one sharp, the F sharp, which is pretty easy to remember. I'm going to break it up into 4 parts. This is the intro. So for that, you just start on a G chord, a G note, and you play that 8 times. And then you're going to go to a G major chord, which is D, G, and B, and you're going to play that 8 times. And for the left hand, you're going to start on the lowest D there is on your keyboard, and you're going to go up to the G, just like that, just once. So together, that looks like this. Okay, and now the verse, it looks like this. So for that, the right hand is just a G major chord, where you left off on the intro, the D, G, and B, and you play that 8 times. And then you're going to go to a C major chord, which is a C, E, and a G. You're going to play that once, and then you're going to walk up on that high note. You're going to go to the A, and then the B, and then back to the C major chord. And then you just do that again. And then you're going to play a D major chord, which is D, F sharp, and A. And then you're going to walk up on that high note again. Go to B, and then high C, back to the A, and then do that again. And then you're going to go back to where you started on the G major chord, and you're going to play that 4 times, just a D, G, and a B. And then you walk down, starting on the D, to F sharp, C to E, B to D, and then A to C. And this is middle C right here, if you're wondering where I am. So for the left hand, you're just going to do the same thing that you did in the intro. You're going to start on that low D, and then you're going to go up to the G, and then you're going to do it again, and then you move up to G, and you play C. The exact same thing. And then you go G to D, and you do that twice, and then you do D to G, and you do that once, and then you go D, C, B, A. So together that looks like this. That's it. For the pre-chorus, it looks like this. Okay, so the right hand is 4-note chords all the way through, and you're going to start on a G major, which is G, B, D, and G. Then you're going to move to a D major chord, which is A, D, F sharp, and A. And then you're going to move to a E minor chord, which is E, G, B, and high E. And then you're going to move to a D major chord, D, F sharp, A, and D. And then a C major chord, which is C, E, G, and C. And then an A minor chord, and all you do is you move your middle finger to the A off the G. So you have C, E, A, and C. And then a G minor chord, which is a G major chord actually, which is B, D, G, and B. And then a D major chord, A, D, F sharp, and A. And for the left hand is just G, A, E, D, C, A, B, A. So together that looks like... Oh, and the first time through, you're going to play it twice. They skip out on the left hand, so the left hand comes in on your second way through. So together it looks like this. Okay, so for the chorus, it looks like this. And that's actually pretty straightforward to play because there's a pattern, which goes like this. So you play a triad chord, so any given triad, say the G major. You're going to hold the triad, then you're going to play the bass note, then you're going to play the middle note along with an octave of the root. So you move the root up an octave, so that's G and high D, then you go back to the root, or the bass note, and that's it. So for a C major chord, you'd play the triad, then you would play the root, then the third, the middle note, along with the octave of the root, so high C here, along with the third, back to the root. So how this goes is you start on the G major chord, play the triad, bass, middle plus octave, back to the root. Then you go to a D major, which is D, F sharp, and A. Play the root, the third plus the octave, back to the root. Then you go to an E minor chord, which is E, G, and B, back to the root, the octave, plus the third, back to the root, and then you play a B minor chord, which is B, D, and F sharp, to the pattern, C major, which is C, E, and G, play the pattern, and then a minor chord, E, A, and C, the pattern, and then back to the G major, and then a D major, D, F sharp, A. And for the left hand, it's just going to play G, F sharp, E, D, C, A, G, F sharp. So together that looks like this. And then you play that twice. Just had to change the battery on my camera if you're wondering why the frame might have shifted a bit. Okay, so the outro goes like this. Okay, so that's pretty similar to the chorus, where you do the same pattern a few times. There's just a few changes. So it's the exact same chord progression. So you start on the G major, where you have the D, G, and B. But instead of doing the pattern, you're going to walk up D, G, high D, to D major, D, and then you're going to do a triplet with F sharp, D, so that's C, B, and then to E minor, just do the normal pattern, B minor, do the same pattern, C major, do the same pattern, and then when you get to A minor, play the root, the bass, and then do another triplet with A and E, D, C, and then you get to G major, same pattern, and then D major, same pattern, and then you just hold each chord for 2 notes, same chord progression on that very last line. So you got G major, D major, E minor, B minor, C major, A minor, G major, D major, and then end on a G major like this inversion. Okay. The right hand or the left hand, it's the same as the verse, same progression, but instead of holding for just 2 notes each, you're gonna fit a 8th note in there. So and then so it's G, G, F sharp, E, C, C, A, G, G, F sharp, and then same progression, but just hold them for 2 notes. G, F, E, D, A, D, C, A, G, B, and then finish on the, you can do octaves of G's. Okay, so together that looks like this. And you can do that line again. And then you go to that final line where you're just playing everything for 2 notes. And then to finish, you got your big G chord. And that's it. I'll put a link to the sheet music I made in the description. Bye.